Good morning, everyone. I am Laika Makerman, and today I will discuss the radio broadcast. So, radio broadcast refers to teaching and learning lessons delivered through radio programs or recorded broadcasts. It focuses more on learning through listening rather than visual aids. Teachers use their voices, sound effects, and sometimes music to make the lesson more interesting and easier to imagine. Let's now proceed to the principles in using radio broadcast in math class. These principles will guide the teachers on how to properly and effectively use radio broadcast in the mathematics class. Principle 1. Clarity and simplicity of the content. Since students cannot see what is being discussed, the teacher must use clear, simple, and step-by-step explanations. This ensures students to understand the concepts without visuals. Principle 2. Engagement and interaction. The radio lesson should be interesting and interactive to keep the students' attentions. Teacher can include short questions, storytelling, or real-life examples. This prevents boredom and keeps students mentally active while listening. Principle 3. Reinforcement and repetition. Important ideas and formulas should be repeated and summarized during the broadcast. Students cannot rewind a live radio lesson, so repetition helps them remember and understand the lesson better. Principle 4. Integration with other learning materials. Radio lessons work best when combined with other materials like worksheets, notes, or visual aids. After the broadcast, students can answer activities or problems that reinforce what they heard. Here are some guidelines in using radio broadcast in math class. These are practical steps the teacher should follow to make radio teaching effective. Guideline number 1. Plan and script the lesson. The teacher must prepare a lesson plan and script before recording or broadcasting. This includes the lesson objectives, examples, questions, and timing. A well-planned script ensures the broadcast is organized and easy to follow. Guideline number 2. Use an engaging voice and sound elements. Since the students rely only on what they hear, the teacher's voice should sound energetic and friendly. Using different tones and sound effects helps emphasize important parts and keeps students interested. Guideline number 3. Provide pre- and post-broadcast activities. Before the broadcast, give students a short outline or guide questions. After the broadcast, give follow-up activities or discussions. This helps students understand and apply what they have heard. Guideline number 4. Encourage feedback and participation. Teachers can ask students to send answers or reflections after listening to the broadcast. This gives the teacher an idea of how well students understood the topic. Guideline number 5. Ensure accessibility and proper timing. Broadcasts the lesson at a time where all students are available to listen. If possible, record the broadcast so students who missed it can still access it later. Sample math topics that can be taught through radio broadcast. Number 1 is linear equations. It can be used in radio broadcast through creating a short story about two students sharing money equally to introduce solving for x. It will help students relate math to real-life situations and understand equations more easily. Number 2. Slope of a line. It can be used in radio broadcast through using verbal descriptions of slopes like hills or roads going up and down. It will allow students to imagine slope without graphs. Number 3. Quadratic functions. It can be used in radio broadcast through telling a story about throwing a ball upward and observing how high it goes. It shows how parabolas work through a familiar real-life event. Number 4. Mean, median, and mode. It can be used in radio broadcast through simulating a talk show where guests discuss students' test scores and compute averages. It makes data interpretation fun and realistic. Number 5. Simple and compound interest. It can be used in radio broadcast through presenting a financial advice radio show explaining how money grows over time. It teaches practical applications of mathematics in bankings and savings.
Alright everyone, today we're going to learn about sound effect and dramatization. Sound effects are recorded or live sounds used to create a mood, emphasize an action, or get attention during a lesson. For example, a ding sound for a correct answer or a clap to signal the end of an activity. These sounds make learning more exciting and help us remember ideas better. Now, dramatization means acting out or telling a story to explain a lesson. It uses voice, sounds, and emotion to make a topic come alive. For example, when we act out sharing a pizza to show fractions, we understand divisions and parts of a whole better. Alright, to sum up, sound effects make lessons lively and dramatization help us experience learning in a creative way. When we use both, math becomes more fun, clear, and meaningful. Next is principles in using sound effect and dramatization. When we use sound effect and dramatization, there are some important principles we should remember. First, relevance. The sounds or the drama should always match the math concept. It must help explain the lesson, not distract from it. Second, clarity. We should avoid using too many sounds or action that can confuse learners. Everything should be easy to follow. Third, engagement. Choose sounds and rules that students will enjoy. When learners are interested, they understand the lesson better. Fourth, integration. Sounds and drama should blend naturally with the lesson. They are not separate activities but part of learning process. And finally, accessibility. Make sure everyone can hear the sounds and join in the dramatization. Every learner should be included. By following this principle, we can make our lessons creative, clear, and meaningful for everyone. Guidelines in using sound effects and dramatization. When we use sound effect and dramatization in our lesson, we should follow some simple guidelines. First, plan ahead. Decide which part of the lesson will use sounds or drama. This helps keep the activity organized and purposeful. Next, keep it short and focused. 1 to 3 minutes is enough. Short activities help maintain everyone's interest and attention. Then involve students. Let learner help create sound effect or act out math ideas. Participation makes learning more enjoyable and meaningful. After that, use familiar context. Connect math story or skits to real-life situations that students can easily relate to. Lastly, assist understanding. After the activity, ask questions to check what students learned from the sounds or dramatization. Alright, by following these guidelines, we can make sound effect and dramatization effective and enjoyable tools for learning mathematics. Example of math topics using sound effects and dramatization. Let's look at how we can use sound effect and dramatization in our math lesson. For algebra, specifically in linear equation, we can use dramatizations. Students can perform a short skit called the balancing act. In this activity, they act out how equations stay equal on both sides, just like a balance scale. This helps us see that whatever we do to one side of an equation, we must also do to the other sides to keep it balanced. Now, for geometry, focusing on angles and triangles, we can use sound effect. During a quiz game, we can play different sounds for each type of angles. For example, a ding for an acute angle and a bash for an obtuse angle. This makes identifying angles more exciting and helps students remember them easily. For statistics and probability, we can use dramatization. Students can perform a short skit called the weather forecast show. In this activity, they act as meteorologists predicting the weather and explaining the chances of rain or sunshine. Through this, students learn how probability works in real-life situations, just like how forecasts predict possible outcomes. Now, for trigonometry, we can use sound effects. We can use rhythm and sound patterns to help remember trigonometric ratios. For examples, students can chant SOHCAHTOA with a bit of simple percussion sounds. This makes it easier to recall the sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent equals opposite over adjacent. Alright, these creative methods show that even in higher math topics, sound and drama can make learning easier, enjoyable, and memorable. Thank you.
ご覧いただき、ありがとうございます。